Guys, I am so glad we are back here because I have some crazy stuff to tell you that I learned in watching this show with my husband. We don't watch a whole lot of TV, but sometimes we find documentaries that we like. I'm a little stuffed up today. I have a WebMD doctor appointment here shortly when I get done with this podcast. Hopefully, we'll be able to get my ears are a little stopped up and my allergies are crazy. Um, but what I want to talk about today is how we have been lied to. We have been lied to over and over and over again, and it's really scary. And we think we're doing well, and we're not. We think we're doing all this fad stuff and it's working, and it's not. Like, this rolls right into like the Ozempic stuff we've been talking about. But we were watching this documentary, and it had, Larry North, who's huge in nutrition, a couple of like really big nutrition people. I'm not going to name names, uh, but people that know their shit, they know what they're talking about, right? And you know, I work for a health and wellness company, or I don't work for, I work with a health and wellness company. And it's interesting how a lot of the things we teach go in line with what these guys were saying. But there's a couple of things that really stood out to me about nutrition labels and the FDA. Like, I mean, there were times that Danny and I like paused this, and I was like, that's so much information. Like, I have to process this. I'm not understanding what I'm hearing, right? Um, so here's the one thing that stood out the most to me. Y'all bear with me, please, with this stopped upness. I hope to gosh that I don't have to blow my nose. I don't know. How do we pause this if I have to blow my nose? Can I mute it? I haven't had that happen before. So let's take a package of Jenny O lean ground turkey. Okay. So if you look on the front of the package, it usually says like 93.7 lean. Okay. Well, when you flip it over and you look, and it says that it's 8 grams of fat, right? Well, that's great, but it's 8 grams of fat, and it's 7% lean based on weight, not on calories. So if you're a math person, okay, take it takes 9 calories per fat. There's 9 calories per fat gram. Y'all stay with me here, okay? Because I'm not good at explaining math. It is not my forte, okay? So your total fat is 8 grams per serving, okay? And there's 9 calories per fat gram. So if you take 8 times 9, that equals 72, okay? And then if you take 72 and you divide it by the calories per serving, which is 170 in this situation on this package of turkey, ground turkey, it equals 42% fat. What? 42% of the calories that you are getting from that serving is fat. WTF. The front of it says it's 7% and it's lean. Yes, based on the weight of the product, based on the pound and a half that's in there, 7% of that pound and a half is fat. That's how they get you. That's how they get you to buy things that aren't actually good for you, but they can play it. And I think that is total bullshit. I don't think they should be able to do that. And most people honestly don't know how to read nutrition labels. I mean, shit, I've been eating healthy for years and I didn't know this, right? So we have to educate ourselves, number one, right? So he said it would be a very different situation if it were, it said ground turkey breast. He said, but because this is ground turkey, it's all the parts and pieces, not the breast. Like it's all the stuff, all the dark meat, all the everything where all the fat is. Uh, yeah. I just like I'm picturing in my head what we were watching, and I was just absolutely floored. Um, he also said that if you're eating the dark meat of chicken, like the thighs and the wings and the thighs and the wings, he said there and not the breast, there's just as much fat in that as red meat. And here's the interesting thing about red meat. We compared our ground turkey, like you think, like ground turkey is going to be better for you than red meat, right? Contraire, mon frere. The portions and the fat grams and everything on our 93.7 lean ground beef is the same as the ground turkey. So, I mean, you would expect red meat to be fattier, right? That's just typical. But the 93.7 makes you think you're getting like lean meat, but you're not. You're getting 42% of the calories that you're getting is from fat, whether I'm eating ground turkey or red meat. So you bet your ass I'm probably going to eat the red meat more, right? I don't know. Y'all, all this stuff is so confusing, and all of us try so many things. I mean, there's paleo and carnivore and intermittent fasting and keto and dirty keto and no carbs at all. Like there's so many different things. But if you took all the good things out of all of those plans, you would end up with something balanced. And we've talked about this before about, a balanced diet. Our food pyramid is just a joke. It's not even what it should be. I don't know who made that shit up. But let's take, for instance, what I've been doing and the meal plan that I'm following. I mean, sure, we have rapid weight loss during our first 8 days is 5 to 15 pounds. I mean, most people are between 7 and 11 pounds in 8 days. And yes, with that rapid weight loss like that, they talk about you do lose some muscle in that process. But what I like about ours is it's not total deprivation, right? After that 8 days, we come back in and we incorporate the fruits and the complex carbs and the things that are good for you because it's important. It's not healthy to go completely without carbs. It's not healthy to go completely without protein. It's not healthy to go completely without vegetables. It's not healthy to go completely without anything, really. Like, how do we figure out how to eat just balanced? That's one thing they were talking about is, eat multiple times a day and eat very small meals, like 300 calories a meal 5 times a day. Well, that's 1,500 calories, right? If that's what you're wanting to do to lose weight, that's a 500 calorie deficit based on your 2,000 calorie average daily intake of calories, right? That's an average day. Not for most people. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Let me tell you another thing they were talking about. Well, I'll tell you that in a minute. Let me finish this, what I'm talking about, because otherwise I'm going to squirrel. So you've got to figure out how to balance it uh, with not overeating, not letting yourself get hungry, not going without food, not putting yourself in a position to binge, right? A protein, a veggie, and a complex carb. Do you know what a complex carb is? It's something that God made. Okay, so rice and not things that haven't been processed. So you've got rice, you've got I mean, some of the oatmeal and stuff is processed, but brown rice, couscous, quinoa, sweet potato, oatmeal, regular potato, those things, if you can grow it, you should be able to eat it, right? If it flies or it moves or, whatever. But that's balance, right? And I personally struggle with that because there's not enough vegetables. I'd be eating the same vegetables every single day, and that would be a nightmare for me to have to eat that many vegetables. So I'm grateful for the supplements that I have that allow me to eat a little differently. But well, they don't allow me to eat differently, but they fill the nutritional gaps that I don't get from the veggies. So, you know, how do you figure out something balanced? Well, I mean, that's definitely something I can help you with in what I've learned to do because it's the only reason I've learned how to keep the weight off. And and that's one of the things that he was talking about, like to accomplish anything you have to have three things, which is oh gosh, now I can't remember. It was something perseverance and passion. uh I can't remember what the other P is. Maybe it'll come to me, but the three P's, if you know it, like, drop it in the comments because that would be helpful. um the other thing he was talking about was sugar. So if you look at the back of a Pepsi can is what he used. And it says it's 40 grams of sugar. Okay. 40 grams of sugar for one can. That doesn't really mean much to you, right? But if they were to change the labels and put tablespoons, us as Americans, we understand tablespoons and teaspoons, right? So that's 40 grams of sugar equals 10 teaspoons of sugar. So in every Pepsi can, I don't know what it is in the other sodas, but for every Pepsi can, there are 10 packets roughly, because each packet is a teaspoon. There's 10 packets of sugar. So if you're drinking 2 Pepsis a day, you're getting 20 packets of sugar a day just in those sodas. And if you're doing that every week, you're looking at, what is that? I don't even know. 7 times 20. See, I don't math in my head. Oh my God, that's 140. 140 packets, 140 teaspoons of sugar a week. Holy crap. Throw the soda in the trash, y'all. Drink some water. Seriously. Like, before I started my weight loss, I would make myself drink a bottle of water a day because I could make one Dr. Pepper in the morning when I cracked it open at 7:30 a.m. on my way to work. I would just sip on that until noon, until it was time to get another soda, right? I would make it last. And like, I wasn't hydrating my body. No wonder I was so unhealthy. Ugh. Or for people that just drink coffee all morning, like, y'all, drink some damn water. Like, get that water in your body. You should be at least drinking half your body weight, if not more, depending on what you're doing. So another thing they talked about that I found really interesting, and how would you even know this if you didn't watch this show? Um, but it is a Netflix, I think it was a Netflix documentary. Did you know that depending on the month of the year, there is there's a time of the year, like certain month to month, and I want to say it's like, I don't know, June to November or December or whatever. Um, but the tuna, well, like when it's cold, they fatten up their bodies naturally, right? And so if you look on the shelf, the same exact can of tuna fish can be completely different in fat content and calories. It depends on what time of year it is that the tuna is on the shelf. Would you ever imagine to think that the cans of tuna would be different depending on what time of year it is? Are you freaking kidding me? And it shows, excuse me. It shows on the can of tuna. And it's a difference in like an exuberant amount of fat that you might as well be eating the canned tuna in water. You might as well be eating the shit in the oil because it's got just as much fat as the tuna in the oil. I mean, it's crazy. I never even imagined. So they leave it up to the consumer to figure this out on the shelf. So next time you go to the store, we're coming into that season. Actually, we are in that season. So next time you go to the store, look at your cans of tuna. Like grab one from the back of the shelf and grab one from the front of the shelf, and see if your calorie content is the same. And use this formula to figure out what your percentage of fat is per serving for calories, right? So you take your total fat and you multiply it by 9, okay? And whatever number that is, you divide it by the calories per serving, and that's going to give you the percentage of fat that you're getting. OMG, y'all. This is a little like I'm gonna start looking at the nutrition labels a little better. And if we would just like shop the perimeter of the store, let's go back to the turkey ground turkey shit, right? It's processed. It's absolutely processed. We've got to stay away from the processed stuff. It's what's blowing us up. It's what's causing inflammation. Ground turkey, ground chicken, like if it ain't a chicken breast, and it's not a steak. Even ground beef is not great, right? So what can you eat that's not ground up and processed? Well, turkey, chicken, fish, eggs, steak, shrimp, lobster. I mean, there's a lot of options. Oh my God. And they talked about turkey bacon. Y'all throw that shit in the trash too. Throw the turkey bacon in the trash. Holy cow. What was the other one that they said? I wonder, I wonder if I can get this to pull up because the other thing he was talking about was almond milk. And I can't pull it up on oh gosh, my computer's not even on because, um, well, because we lost power yesterday morning, so there's that. Um, but the almond milk was a whole nother thing. Like people, people just read these labels and they just trust the label. Stop trusting this stuff because it's it's misleading. Almond milk is horrible for you. The fat content, and it's like 70 something percent for a serving of almond milk. Are you freaking kidding me? Like everybody thinks they're doing great making their shakes with almond milk, and they're not. It's worse for you than I mean, just make your shakes with water. There's nothing special about almond milk other than milk is for babies. And I had a doctor tell me that a long time ago. Milk is for babies. Like grown-ups don't need to drink milk. You don't see adult animals drinking milk. Milk is for babies. And I was floored when I saw that. And also, almond milk can cause a lot of inflammation. I mean, all these almond milk, oat milks, all this stuff, y'all just drink damn water. Like we know well, we know that's a whole nother show. But it doesn't have a bunch of fat in it, right? It doesn't have a bunch of calories in it, all those things. So I'm gonna see if I can get this to pull up on my computer, but it was crazy town what it was talking about, the content of the almond milk. So if you're using almond milk, throw it in the trash. If you're using turkey bacon, throw it in the trash. If you're using turkey sausage or chicken sausage or ground turkey or ground chicken, all that shit is processed, y'all. If it does not come in a whole piece, stop eating it. And and that's so hard, right? Because then how do we eat a hamburger? Oh God, don't even get me started on the turkey burgers that they were showing. Oh my God. Um, use this stuff on occasion, because what we found for us in our plan that we follow, I mean, we use a lot of ground beef, right? And that's not great. We should, and not everybody can afford to eat steaks and, and fish and things like that, but you can find sirloin, right? You can find salmon. I mean, salmon's not terribly expensive. Now, when you get into something like halibut, which is my favorite fish in the whole world, then that gets a little pricey. I think that's like $26 a pound. Holy hell. But it's so, so good. I just think that we've been duped. I really do. I think that they're doing everything they can to keep us from being healthy. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're keeping us from getting healthy, from being healthy? And even more lies. There is I posted this on my Facebook the other day. Go find it. Uh, there is a new virus that's coming out. They're already talking about it. They already have the protocol set up for it. They already have, they're working on the vaccines for it. It's like the next, holy shit, we're going to scare you pandemic. Y'all, stay away from the vaccines. You all know by now they didn't work. There's no reason for them at all. Yeah, I want to talk, like, this new one is making the people who got the blood clots and all the things from the COVID vaccine, it's making it even worse, and they're going to end up dying from those blood clots. I mean, I can't remember what the name of the thing is. It's called, I don't know. I would have to, once again, I would have to go find it because it's on my Facebook and I'm recording this on my phone, so I can't look it up. I hope I'm not boring y'all. I think some of this stuff is really, really interesting, and I think that knowledge is power. And I think that all of us are in a situation where we want it right now. We want the instant gratification right now. We don't want to have to work for it. We don't want it to take a long time. We want to see results immediately. But, and that's in everything. But what would happen if you had patience? What would happen if you implemented these things every single day on a daily basis? Don't y'all know that's where the change happens, is when you implement this stuff? Um, let's see. Okay, so I found this, but I don't know if I can read what it says. So hold on. I'm going to put my glasses on. Oh, they took it down. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I wonder why they took it down. Oh, can I make this bigger? Oh, can I make this bigger? Y'all, come on. Um, gosh. Okay, well, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a scientist talking about it and that girl that posted it, and now it has miraculously disappeared because they don't want us to know about it, but it's a new one that Bill Gates has created. So, I don't know, maybe you could Google it. New virus Bill Gates. Let's see what it pulls up. This could be interesting. Uh, let's see. He's already predicting the next pandemic. Oh, it's not saying it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Dang it. Okay. Well, Maybe Danny will remember it. I don't remember it, and I can't call him because, once again, I'm on my phone. I can't even remember what it starts with. I should really write this stuff down. Y'all, 40-year-old brain is no joke. Like, this brain of mine, almost 50, is seriously no joke. Can't believe they already took that down. Like, I just posted that yesterday. The freaking censors, it absolutely floors me because they don't want anybody to know. Why don't you want people to know the truth? Why don't you want people to know that there's things out there that are going to hurt them that we need to be warned about, that we need to, oh my gosh, y'all, I just can't even. I can't even. So, I don't know. You know, you have to do what's right for you for more the reasons than one, right? You have to do what's right for you. You have to educate yourself, y'all. I mean, knowledge is power, seriously. And if you're not educating yourself, then you're not doing yourself. You're not doing due diligence for yourself. You know? I mean, that's the thing. Why? Why don't you want to know the truth? And I'm not talking about sitting around watching the news all the dang time. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about know what you're eating. Understand what you're putting in your body. Like, would you willingly, let's go back to the soda for a second. Would you willingly open 10 packets of sugar and pour it in your mouth? Seriously, would you do that? I can't imagine that you would. I honestly can't imagine that you truly would do that. I don't know, maybe you would. Maybe you would do it as a joke or a dare. But would you willingly do it every single day? 7 days a week, twice a day? Pour 10 packets of sugar into your mouth and swallow it? No. So I just think that if there was some reality to this, if there was we can't all be that stupid. And maybe if they would put things in layman's terms a little bit better for people that aren't highly educated, then that would be better, but they're not going to. So it's up to you to do your due diligence to make sure that you are doing what you need to do for yourself. You're researching things, you're looking into it. You're not just believing what the media says, but you know in your heart of hearts that's what you need to be doing. I mean, listen, when I would make Rice Krispie treats, when I would make Rice Krispie treats for my desserts or whatever, and I would take some to work. I wouldn't just take like a little square. I would take like a whole Ziploc bag of Rice Krispie treats. Like, I overdid it all the time. I didn't even think about what I was putting in my body and how much sugar. And my husband drank 9 sodas a day. That's 90 packets of sugar a day. Holy shit. No wonder we were so overweight. So I just found the almond milk. Okay. Total fat 2.5, right? Multiply that by 9. Okay. That gives you 22.5 divided by the 30 calories is 75% fat. Of the 30 calories that you're getting per serving, 75% of that is fat in almond milk. Shut the front door. Throw it in the trash. Y'all, we have to get better about this because we're killing ourselves. We're absolutely killing ourselves because we are being ignorant by not educating ourselves. Or maybe that falls under stupidity because we know better. We know how to educate ourselves. We just don't. I don't know. What do you think? Is it ignorance or is it stupidity? Which one? What do you think? I would love to know your comments. I'd love to know what you think about this. Um, because I'll tell you what, after watching that, it's going to make me pay a little closer attention to things when I'm in the grocery store shopping. And I don't do a lot of the grocery shopping. Danny does, but I guarantee you he'll be paying attention to it as well. I just think, like, why do they have to lie? You know why they do? Money. And do you know why these things are on the shelf the way that they are? Money. Because lobbyists paid for these things to be able to be on there, like trickery. So educate yourself, okay? That's what we can do. That's the best thing we can do for ourselves. So go compare some labels. Go look at some nutrition labels with this formula that I've given you. And I'll give it to you one more time. Take the total fat grams and multiply it by 9. Okay? And then take that number and divide it by the amount of calories per serving. And that's going to give you the percentage of fat per serving. Okay. So go look in your pantry, go figure it out. Put some stuff in here, like in the comments, like what you thought was crazy, like what you thought was like, and look at like the things that say lean and low fat and how those are labeled, because it's all bullshit. Anyway, love you guys a lot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this helps you be a little more educated. Talk to you later. Peace out.